He's saying, ask me to show out in your life. Ask me to heal you from that disease. Ask me to accelerate your goals. When you ask big, God calls that a healthy prayer. That's when He says to the angels, go to work, release my favor, loose those chains, open up some new doors. Well, Joel, I'm just praying that I'll make it through this tough times. Business is really slow. Can I say this respectfully? That's a sick prayer. That prayer has the flu. That prayer is depressed. But I'm just praying that I'll learn how to manage this addiction. Grandmother had it, mother had it, now I do too. That's a weak prayer. Your attitude should be, God, this addiction keeps getting passed down in my family line, but I believe this is a new day, that you've raised me up to put a stop to it, that I will be the one to break the generational curse and start the generational blessing. Don't ask to become a better slave. Ask to be the difference maker. Ask to set a new standard. When you say, God, help me to get that scholarship so I can go to college. That's not just being hopeful, just being positive. That's your faith being released. That's what allows God to do great things. Or God, I don't have the funds for the building project just yet, but Lord, I want to thank you that opportunity is headed my way, that blessings are chasing me down. No more sick prayers. Take the limits off of God. Ask big. This is the year for God to show out in your life, to accelerate His goodness, to propel you into your destiny. This is what a man did in the scripture by the name of Jabez. His name literally means pain, sorrow, suffering. Every time someone said, hello, Jabez, they were saying, hello, trouble, hello, sorrow, hello, pain. They were prophesying defeat and failure. You can imagine how he could have let that keep him in mediocrity, make him feel inferior, insecure. But there was something different about Jabez. Despite his rough upbringing, despite what people labeled him, he looked up to the heavens and said, God, I'm asking you to bless me indeed. He could have just said, God bless me. That would have been okay. But he had this boldness to ask big. And here's a man that was supposed to have trouble, heartache, live depressed, defeated, but he shook off the slave mentality. His attitude, it doesn't matter what people said about me, doesn't matter what my circumstances look like, I know who I am, a child of the Most High God. He went on to say, God, enlarge my territories. He was saying, God, help me to go beyond the norm. Let me see abundance. Let me see more of your favor. I'm sure thoughts told him, Jabez, God's not going to bless you. You come from the wrong family. Your own parents labeled you sorrow, pain, trouble. But people don't determine your destiny. God does. The scripture says, God granted Jabez his request. God blessed him indeed. Like Jabez, you may have plenty of reasons to settle where you are. What you didn't get, what people said, how impossible it looks. The odds may be against you, but the good news is God is for you. He is more powerful than any force that's trying to stop you. He knows how to make up for what you didn't get. He can thrust you further than you ever imagined. But you have to do like Jabez and pray bold prayers. Ask in spite of what the circumstances look like. Ask in spite of what people are telling you. Ask in spite of what the enemy keeps whispering in your ear. Jabez could have prayed a weak, sick prayer. Thought, God, I've had some bad breaks, had a rough upbringing, God. I'm just asking you to help me to survive. If he would have done that, we wouldn't be talking about him today. If you're going to beat the odds, stand out in the crowd, if you're going to reach your highest potential, you have to learn this principle to ask big. God said in Psalm 2 from the Message translation, you're my son, and today is your birthday. What do you want? Nations as a present? Continents as a prize? You can command them all to dance for you. Notice how big God thinks. What do you want? Nations as a present? Sometimes we're praying for a $3 an hour raise. God's talking about giving you nations. We're praying for a promotion. God's got a business for you to own. We're praying to pay our bills. God's planning on blessing you so you can pay other people's bills. We're looking at the 5 loaves, 2 fish. God's thinking about the 12 baskets full left over. What does that mean? Today is your birthday. On your birthday, more than any other time, you feel entitled to ask for something out of the ordinary. Normally, you don't want anybody to go out of the way for you. But on your birthday, you think, okay, I'm going to ask for that favor. I'm going to ask for that new outfit, for that set of golf clubs. You know, over time as we get older, our enthusiasm may go down a little.